Why me? Hey, you're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour, and we're talking about fear, how to have it serve us instead of stop us. Now, one of the things I forgot to say, because I was just expounding on the second year startup of the program, you know, because we're so incredibly cool, and God, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you can email me at clay@mediasb.com, or you can call in at, if you're streaming, you can call in at 866-564-1290, or local, you can call in at 564-1290 and just rock and roll. My website is www.claynelsonlifebalance.com, and the CDs and all the things that I've got on that website, go to the free page on the website. There's all kinds of things that you can get for free. And then I've got a three-set CD series out. One is called the Getting Started series. The second one is called the Taking Care of Me series. And the third one is called Building Your Future series. And they're sequential and segmented, and they work. You go through them. You'll have your life together by the end of them. And you'll find it's done with humor. And it's not like, you know, it's not like I've heard this before, although the data on these things are life. It's all about life, and everybody's life is pretty much the same, but it's given it in a new and fun, exciting way. So I'm pretty proud. I'm going to go take a look.
Clay, I hope that since you've been doing the show a year, that you like all of the decorations and the party atmosphere listen to that. Yeah, you know that we have here for you. You know, of course, we're celebrating.
It's always so delightful to be here.
For some time, I was afraid of
even the studio audience loves you.
Oh yeah, I was afraid that the audience was going to throw stuff at me, but so far they haven't. I'm kind of gotten over that. So.
We do, in fact, have a caller on the line.
Oh, wow,
actually,
cool.
Who has a question for you.
Yes, hello. What's your name?
Hey, my name is Becca.
Hi, Becca.
Clay and Susan. How are you doing?
Good.
Well, my question is, I have a concert that I want to go to at the end of the month, and my boyfriend and I, we get along, but sometimes I'm a little bit fearful to ask him if he would like to come with me, and if he would want to, if I didn't want him to come, you know, a good way to make it so I'm not just leaving him out of the loop, and it's kind of fearful for me to ask him that, because I'm not really sure what his reaction is going to be.
Yeah.
And I want to, you know, keep things happy, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So is there like a process or anything?
Yeah, very good.
Make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, so Becca, what I'm going to say is it's kind of scary, okay? But if you'll do it, it works, is if there's something you want to know, ask. You know, so what I'm saying is you need to ask your boyfriend, would you like to go? And if he says yes, take him. You know, in fact, have him buy the tickets. Anyway, if he says no, I really don't want to go, then you need to say, do you mind if I go with someone else, a girlfriend or another guy friend or whatever, and go to the concert and go do what you do at a concert? Okay. And if he says yes, great, go. If he says no, then you need to go, okay, well, how can we work this out? Because if you don't want to go and I want to go and I don't want our relationship to end, how can we work it out so I could have, you know, a freestanding go-get-em life and still be in relationship with you?
Yeah.
I can tell you this, my friend, is that Susan's been growing me up for 30 years. I'm slowly starting to get it. You know what I mean? So there's not a male in the world you're not going to have to train, okay?
Yeah, okay.
And he won't own up to it, but you're going to have to train him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so communication is where it's at, honey.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow, that's a tough one, you know? That is really a tough one. Especially if he says, no, you can't go. What do? Do you sit there? You wouldn't, you know, and plus if you said to me, no, I can't go, I'd be going, whoa, what do you mean? I'm a man. I can go do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. You don't have to, you have to say it so loud. Yeah.
Real clear. I know what you mean.
Totally. Yeah. All right. Now, so overcoming fear. Now think about it. Fear of flying, we talked about. How about this? Fear of swimming in the ocean. I mean,
not me.
I can remember when I first brought you here from Idaho. Remember? All right. The first thing you wanted to do was go swimming in the ocean. All right. So after 14 bottles of wine, you went swimming.
I actually just got my feet wet.
Yeah. But it's all about swimming in that big body of blue water. Or how about this? Swimming in a lake where you can't see the bottom. A lot of people won't get in a lake they can't see the bottom of.
There's things that can eat you.
Oh yeah, some creepy crawlies in there. All right. So what about what kids have to go through to give up the fear of riding a bicycle without training wheels? I mean, that's a biggie, you know. And then, like I said, fear of public speaking. And what about standing up for something that you really believe in, and you know there are people around you that don't agree with your belief system, but you have to stand up and say what you got to say anyway. Think about that. And then here's a big one. You ready for this one? Is fear of doing something wrong. You actually get up in front of a group, or you say to your kids, or you say to your husband or your wife something that you're wrong about, and you stand your ground, and then you find out you're wrong. Now, of course, that's never happened to me. Oh, well, maybe 400 times, where I get out there and do the, and Susan goes, "Oh, poor you, Clay. That's right. You'll be better. Don't worry." I've always had Susan.
And I'm so glad because I'm right.
Yeah. She never lays on me too heavily. So how about what about how do you give up your fear of success? It's like fear of success. Think about that. A lot of people love to work because they don't know how to handle actually getting finished with work. They have no idea. They're in a place called, well, what do you know how to do? Well, I know how to work. I know how to struggle. I know how to not have enough. What if I could show you how to have enough? Then what would you do? And the fear of not knowing what to do keeps you in not having enough. Can you hear that? It's like you live in this box of I know how to do something. It doesn't serve me anymore, but I keep doing it. Wow, that's nuts. All right, so it's like instead of fear being all about what you're afraid of, really fear is all about what you don't know. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Clay, I like this quote from Shakespeare here. Well, I did have a quote from Shakespeare. It was,
I'm afraid you've lost it.
I've completely lost it.
That's right.
Well, I'll get back to
Read
that.
it. Give me another one.
I'll pick another one here.
Yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, "I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing things he fears to do."
That's right.
I think that works out well.
Bingo.
Yeah.
It's like I have a letter writing completion template that I use for people to deal with what they're afraid of and what they've buried, and it's just driving them. Okay? And what happens is the more you can rub up against what you're afraid of, the less the fear has power over you. It's like the more I get up and speak in front of groups, the more often I'm on this radio show, the more often I stand up and say what I think and what I really believe, even as old as I'm getting, I'm still being considerate of who's around me, what's going on, what do I really know, what's true, what isn't true. And I still have a little bit of fear of, oh, gosh, what happens if I do it wrong? And the experience of I'm doing something. Whether I do it wrong or right, I'm still doing something takes over the fear of that would, stop you. You got it? So getting over fear, how do we do that? All right? Getting over the fear of change, how do we do that?
Oh, well,
What?
I have an email here,
Yeah.
and I have to read this one because it pertains so much to where you and I are,
Yeah.
maybe more me than you, but it's from Jim,
Okay.
and Jim says, my teenage son has gotten his driver's permit.
Oh,
well,
gosh. Yeah.
and frankly, the whole idea of him driving a car, whether I'm with him or not, completely freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yet I know the only way he's going to learn is through experience.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice that will help me stay calm with my teenager at the wheel?
Well, I do, because I just had that experience, a week and a half ago with our son. And yelling and screaming does no good when the person you're teaching how to drive is behind the wheel. So you have to stay calm. You have to learn to modulate, like I'm doing right now. Like Jaron does when he leads in. He modulates, and his voice is modulate. Totally. And you have to learn to stay calm. You have to speak clearly. And you have to, in a way that's acceptable, speak to the driver while they're driving, not to take their attention off their driving, but to make sure they understand the importance of what they're doing.
Well, I know that because I've been spending a lot of time with CJ driving, and when he goes a little faster than he should, say, CJ, don't you think you ought to slow down some?
Yeah.
Or I've always got my foot on the imaginary brake on my side.
Yeah. So tell the truth. Tell the truth, Susan.
Yeah.
And CJ, if you're listening, close your ears. Now, tell the truth. Is it scary for you to ride with CJ on the way to school at 7:30 in the morning and all the traffic?
No, actually, it's not. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
And I'm just very aware. I am very, very, very
Okay, but
present.
it did scare you at first, right?
Actually, it was more scary before I got in the car.
Okay,
The
got
fear
it.
of-
So
the
it's
fear
about
of it,
what your
yeah.
mind makes up.
Yeah, I was making up all
then
this
when
stuff.
then when you actually do it, you just keep on rolling through it.
Yep.
Then each day you do it more. That's what I mean. The more you rub up against the fear that stops you, the less it stops
Yes.
you. Oh, that's cool. All right.
Thanks, Jim.
Now, let me see. Gosh, we have to go on another break. God, I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time. What am I going to do? Okay, you're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour on KZSB AM 1290. You're listening to a show on fear and how to have fear serve you. So don't be afraid to participate. Give me a call or send me an email, clay@mediasb.com, and get on back here. Let's rock.
What's your name?